Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Before we begin here today, please make sure that you like and subscribe because it really does help us out over here. And it also helps us reach others in need of assistance with these topics. So what we're going to be going over today is we're going to be calculating the area and perimeter for an equilateral triangle. And we're going to be doing this for the equilateral triangle shown on the screen here. So first, let's talk about what an equilateral triangle actually is. So an equilateral triangle is a three-sided shape, so a triangle, that has the same lengths on all sides. So it states that it's 15 centimeters here along the bottom. Well, an equilateral triangle means that this side is 15 centimeters and this side is 15 centimeters. So also with an equilateral triangle, all the internal angles of the triangle are exactly the same, being 60 degrees each. Now, when we are calculating the area for an equilateral triangle, there are two methods on how to do this. One, which we're going to be going over first, which we'll just call that the first method, you need a little bit more information to work that one. And then the second method, which we'll do at the end, is a little bit faster and you need less information to do that. So using the first method, so the area of our triangle, or an area of a triangle, is going to be 1/2 times the base times the height, or you could write it as base times height divided by 2. Well, the base is going to be this one right here along the bottom. And then our height is going to be from the peak down to our base, which is this one right here at 13. Now, technically for this triangle, that 13 centimeters is technically 12.99 centimeters when we just round it up to 13 just to make it a nice whole number for this example. So with my base being 15 centimeters, and my height being the red dashed line from the peak to the base of being 13 centimeters, my area will be 15 centimeters times 13 centimeters of my height, and then divide it by 2. So my area will pop out to be 97.5 centimeters squared, keeping in mind that the squared portion here of the unit means we are dealing with area. So whenever you have an area calculation, you need squaring of those units. All right, so then on to the perimeter. Well, the perimeter is just a fancy way of saying how long does it take you to get all the way around your triangle or your shape. So with this one, we just add up all the sides. And since we have a triangle, that's 3 sides. So we have 3 numbers to add up. So we will have 15 plus 15 plus 15. So 15 centimeters plus 15 centimeters plus another 15 centimeters. And what does that give me? Well, that gives me a total of 45 centimeters to get all the way around this triangle. So that is the first method that you could use to find your equilateral triangle for your area and your perimeter. There is another way, which is what we're going to call the second method, which is more of an advanced method, utilizing the area, knowing less about your triangle. So with this method, we won't have to consider the height of the equilateral triangle at all. All we would have to know is this dimension right here, which is just one of the sides of the triangle, given that it's an equilateral triangle. And then from that statement, we understand that it's 15 centimeters on all sides, and we wouldn't have to know what that height is. So the way this method is, or this calculation was derived, or where it comes from, is just dividing this equilateral triangle into 2 right triangles, and then using 1/2 base times height, and then going through realizing that each side is the same length. So this second calculation, which I'm going to show in blue, just to show the difference here. So the area, utilizing just the length information for an equilateral triangle, will be the square root of 3/4 times L squared, or you could write it as square root of 3/4 times L, or again, you could simplify the square root of 3/4, which is approximately 0.433 times L. Well, going through here, what is L in this? L will just be your length of your side. Well, L is 15 centimeters, so let's go ahead and let's plug in here. We have 0.433 433 times 15 centimeters times 15 centimeters. And what does that give me? Well, it should give me roughly 97.5 centimeters squared. And this gives me 97.4 centimeters squared. Well, that's not exactly the same answer as I got before. Why is that? Well, remember what I said in the beginning here is that this height is not exactly 13 centimeters. It is 12.99 centimeters. So that is the difference that pops up here. If you were to plug in the exact height, you would get 97.4 centimeters squared as your answer instead of 97.5. Not a huge difference at all. That is still a correct answer. This is the correct answer as well. So that's where the difference in the areas come from. Technically, this one is the more correct answers. So what about perimeter? Well, instead of just adding all three sides together, we know that all three sides are exactly the same for an equilateral triangle. So we can just take the perimeter is equal to, oh, give me my pen back here, please. Thank you. Gives me 3 times my length of my side, because there's 3 sides of equal length. So it'd be 3 times the 15 centimeters, which once again gives me 45 centimeters, keeping in mind that we need the same unit, which is centimeters, because perimeter is a distance parameter. And we need squaring of the area because area is not a distance parameter. So that is how you find the area and perimeter for an equilateral triangle using 2 different methods there. So I hope this video was helpful. And if you want to see more problem solved this Friday, please check out the other videos on our channels. We're trying to upload daily. Also, if you haven't done so already, please like this video, leave a positive comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.